Here we go, folks. 2018 Chevrolet. It's a 1500. It's the LTZ. It's got something wrong with the tail light. You turn the marker lights on and this brake light turns on. So that's weird. And there's no code stored in it. So it's pretty similar to that Dodge we worked on just the other day that had a tail light issue and oddly enough wasn't throwing codes. Now, these are LED lights. And at Chevy, they're controlled with the body module. Just kind of bizarre. So let's see, is it a problem with the body module? Is it a problem with the wiring, the output to this? Or is it receiving the correct output and there's something wonky inside that tail light? We got some first things first I can show you here. So a bunch of codes, and it's a bunch of low voltage codes, lost comm codes and stuff, old history code stored throughout stuff, but the body module here has no code stored in it. According to the wiring diagram, this is the key player. So we're gonna go to active tests here, and we're gonna turn on just the marker lights here, the park lamps, and see what happens with this light, just controlling it from the scan tool. I'm going to active test, park lamps. We're going to hit active. Okay, it's on, but that baby's bright. Let me show you a comparison to the other side. That's the right side. She's lit up nice and bright. And I don't know if you can determine in the video, but that side works correctly. And this side's lighting up the brake light. So that's what's happening. I can tell you this, the brake light works, the turning signal works, as long as the marker lights are not on. If the marker lights are on, this thing just stays solid, even with the turn signal on. So that's what we have. We're not gonna go way off into the weeds, more than we already have. I did print us out a wiring diagram. I got us our Tool Check Plus toolkit. It's the toolkit with the clip for the mechanic with the on-the-go lifestyle. Let's pull this light out. I got us a diagram. We should be able to see which wires are the driver circuit, which ones aren't. Looks like a Torx bit, probably a 15 if I had to guess, or maybe even a 10. We got our glasses right here. Still can't see it, so I don't know what size it is. I think it says 15, but I'm not sure. Right. Well, let's see if we can't pop this bad boy loose. Yeah, the whole thing inserts pulled out of the box side here. At least this bottom one did. We'll have to pop that back in there. The top one, kind of a funny looking unit. Everything here is pretty salt covered, and it appears we have one regular old bulb, regular old 921. Must be in the old. That's in the old reverser. Alright. What's the easiest thing to do? Not look at wiring diagrams, but unhook the known good light, plug that light in, and if it's still messed up, guess what? Problem's in your light. If not, all of a sudden it works good, well, problem's in the wiring, or the main brain. You never know. Oh, that side came out a lot easier. Oh yeah, pulled out both inserts on this side. Good. The red lock tab broke on that side. It's all jammed up in there. Let me go get a pick. We'll dig that red worthless lock out of there, get that connector out. Oh, we got her now, boys. There we go, easy. So yeah, just real quick and easy, pop the little red lock tab out. Okay, let's grab our scan tool again. We'll stick this baby right here. We will make that active. All right, so our marker lights are active. Should be, this light here should be all good to go. Okay, so that one's nice and dim. That's the known good. Wanted to make sure everything is still good. Here's our one that's sus. Don't tell me you sons of bees changed the way this thing plugs up. Freaking leave it at Chevrolet. You ding-dongs. Are you serious? Are you serious on me right now? Dude, I swear. Why did they do that? Why did you make it different? Do you think somebody's really gonna mix them up? I don't understand. Whatever, I guess. Okay, let's find the tail lights. I was gonna do it the easy way, but now we gotta do it the hard way. Okay, left lamp circuit, so that's this one over here. We just want to get a known good signal, which I assume we can just use our LED test light to check these driver circuits. What do we have here? We have a black, a red, a green, and black. Okay, so it's going off that wire color. Let me just follow these backwards. Oh, okay, that's the side object detection signal. And then the next wire here, let's see, number 11, she heads this direction. Bear with me, folks, I'll tell you what's what here in a minute. Alright, let's grab us a ground. Should be the blackie. Right there, very lightly probe that. One of these is going to be the marker light. I don't know why I'm looking at wire diagram. That one's going to be our marker light circuit, which happens to be, I don't know, maybe brown. Let's just see. Let's turn our marker lights off. Inactive. And then this must be a sense circuit of some sort. One lights the LED up dim. The red wire, whatever that one does. Okay, and there's our marker light. So single marker light. Okay, let me just see what that red wire is. Oh, that's the one that goes to the side object detection. Comes out number 14, goes across. Yep. Or nope, sorry.
Thanks, Eric.
Yeah, you're welcome. We'll see you, Jim. Number 13 goes across. Oh yeah, it is the side object detection. Okay, so now that we know what a good signal looks like, let's go check our other side, and then we should be able to have, let me find the left side stop light just to see. Left rear turn signal stop lamp right here. I'm gonna hit continue. We're gonna go back into the ground wire, and I would have to assume it's gonna be this green wire here if I had to take a guess. Let's see, active. Yep, so okay, so there's our turn stop. Nothing on the marker light, turn stop only, and then real dim light on that side object detection. We turn off the turn signal. And there we go. Okay, so now we know what we're looking at, but we knew before. I just wanted to get some usefulness of pulling that tail light out because I thought we were going to be doing it the easy way. Alright, so over here we have a black wire, which we know is our ground from the wire diagram. Actually, all the same colors over here, so that's good. So our wire diagram is wrong, so that's good. Let's just see. I'm assuming this red wire side object detection, yes, and it's lit up dim. And oh, we got something else going on here. Our green wire, our tail stop lamp is lit up dim. Interesting. Okay, that's why we have a problem. Let's turn on our parking lamps, which should be this wire here, I believe. That's our stop. Yep. Okay, let's turn on our parking lamps. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, so there's our parking lamps. But our stop lamps, we have our light here for the side object detection. We have our parking lamps, which we can turn on and off. And then we come down here to this green wire, happens to be the same color as the other side, and our stop lamps are lit up dimly. So what happens if we go to the right side stop lamps? Right turn stop lamp, does it light the light up brighter? Let's hit continue. Let's make it active. Oh yeah, it does. So active, inactive. Okay, so we have some rogue voltage. Active, inactive. Okay, so there's our problem. Our light assembly is good. We can assume that it's good, but we need to visit this green wire on the right side. Let me find that. Yeah, so the green wire goes up, changes to brown green. So it's picking up some stray current from something. Brown green, so that goes to pin 13 or number 13. 13 goes across to 13. 13 goes across to 14. 14 comes down here. Does she hang a Louis on me? She does. She hangs a Louis, head right back to number 3. So now we gotta go backwards across diagram here. Number 3 goes to number 3. Number 3 goes up in here. Up, ooh, there's some kind of junction fuse block. And it goes up and over and down to number 2. Number 2 goes to number 5. Number 5 goes to the turn signal, turn stop lamp, driver control back in the big body module. Well, that makes a big roundabout. Here's what I'm thinking. Because Mama ain't raised no fool. Sometimes. Remember on that Dodge we did, we're going to be looking at the usual suspects here, and that's anything that's exposed to salt, dirt, and water. Because we're looking for some stray voltage, and oddly enough, why, you know, again, why no codes? Let's see what we have. Do we have high circuit codes with this thing being open? Let's just see. Again, no codes. Completely computer controlled everything, and these engineers don't have a code. I just like I say, it's kind of bizarre. We've had lamp out modules since the 90s, yet here we are, which it should be easier to do. And now we don't have anything saying, hey, you got an issue. Till the po-po pulls you over. Yeah, well, oh, what were we doing? We were going to we're hitting some low-hanging fruit. I'm assuming our wire connectors back here, our wire colors right here currently are this red, green, brown. Well, yeah, we're red, green, black, brown. Red, green, black, brown. And then we got the backup lights. And then somewheres here it changes color. So this tells me this is some sort of sub-harness. So what I want to do is find this connector X420. That's right, boys. We'll find these pins, and is there something wonky going on here? Where's that stray voltage coming from? That's what I want to know, because, and the reason I want to know that is because it seems the only constant voltage back here is whatever feeds the side object detection right here. You know, are these two shorted together? Because nothing else back here has power. You know, we can't have power on the reverse lights. Okay, nothing going on there. You know, just the fact that it's backfeeding, something is backfeeding, but it's at a different, you know, it's dimmer than the feed that's running to our side object detection. So that's kind of curious. Of course, we can't see this entire X420 connector, and that tail light over there goes to connector X410. So it's kind of curious. I don't know what else is in that X420, if this is even plausible. What would be nice is to remove the power from the side object detection to see if it's picking up there. But there's, you know, we're not going to go chasing that rabbit hole. Let's look for some low-hanging fruit here, and let's put that other tail light back in it, and then we're going to work it. Work it, girl. Work it backwards. That other light's in. I did a little poke in there to find where that X420 connector lives. Now I've made a mistake. And it's just the fact that I'm calling that red wire the side object detection. It's lamp outage detection. I was just reading it incorrectly. I should have known that, you know, GM doesn't have the side object detection in the taillight. It's not a Ford, and I just was saying it wrong. So yeah, it's a lamp outage detection wire, the signal that runs back on that. So that's kind of peculiar, and just the fact that maybe it doesn't throw code. Maybe it just throws a message on the dash, I'm not sure. But anyhow, let's find the 420. Wait a god dang minute now. You can't just come sneaking out here without saying something to us. Say something to us. Say hi, people.
Hi, people.
There you go. What are you up to? What are you doing?
Secretary work.
Secretarial work?
Keeping your business going in the background.
You're on the front line, Mrs. O. You're on the front lines.
You're the front line.
You're the front line.
Bye.
Sometimes my job is frustrating. I just want to make sure we're doing it right, folks. I grabbed us an OEM diagram because when I look on the OEM, there's about 10 different options for the taillight wiring on this. All broken down to RPO codes, how many, you know, what RPO codes this thing was built with. So I've eliminated it or isolated it down to this exact diagram, which oddly enough happened to be the one that Mitchell posted, which is kind of bizarre because they gave literally no options and there was a ton of options. So here's the diagram, and I just verified that this is correct. We have our park lamps, our lamp out circuit, that red wire, our stop lamp, which that's the one with the road voltage on it, that green wire back here, and then our backup lamp, and then our ground wire. So not a big deal, and it still shows it going to connector 420, X420. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4 wires in it, plus our, yeah, we just show 4 wires there. So I looked up connector X420, and yes, indeed, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 wires in it. But the problem is, it shows our right side park lamp control wire, obviously, our backup lamp control, which that's there, that's supposed to be pin 4, it is pin 4. Pin 1 is supposed to be our park lamp control, and it is. And then the problem is here, so pin 5, it says, is the right turn lamp control. Pin 5 is the stoplight, yes. And pin 6, it shows being a ground. Of course, we don't show, you know, where the ground comes back through to pin 6, but that's neither here nor there. What happened to our lamp out wire, pin number 2? When we look back on here, it says pin number 2, pin number 3, not occupied. Like my seat in high school. So that's bizarre because the OEM diagram shows the lamp out light going to X420, but when I look on X420, it doesn't even indicate this lamp out function. And I'm looking it up as the X420 tail lamp because there's 4 different configurations here. X420 tail lamp right harness, chassis harness with light duty minus the ZYD. Right there, minus the ZYD RPO code, which is the high desert model, something or other. This is your classic Z71. I double checked the RPO. Yeah, and this has the TL4 option for LED. It's an X88, means it's a Chevy, and it's a Z82, which means it has trailer brake provision. So kind of bizarre. So anyhow, it also states that the connector X420 is mounted to the right side frame rail at the right rear of the vehicle, which is also a lie because it's not. There's nothing on the right side frame rail. Just this tail lamp harness comes over and plugs in over on the left side where they always do. Needless to say, I've spent way too much time looking at the computer trying to figure this out. And that's it. So let's get her up, find where this plugs in, and see, do we still have, that's what we need to know at the end of the day, do we still have that road voltage? We'll just check right now. We shouldn't have anything here. I just make sure I'm not getting lost. Ground, lamp out module, lights up the light. We don't know how it works, don't care. Nothing on the tail light, and a very dim light on the stop lamp, even though it's not plugged in. Even though if we plug it in, it won't light up. There's some kind of funky monkey business going on there. it's difficult sometimes recording these because I want my camera directly under what we're recording, but I don't want to get a bunch of crap in my lens either. So here's a bunch of connectors here. This one runs over that way. This is the one I think we're after right here. We have a light green and dark green, so that means light green is reverse light, dark green is right turn stop, black is ground, then we have brown, and we also have red. So that's interesting that we have the red wire back here, but it is not on a diagram. So pin 1 is supposed to be green brown. I tell you what, let's slide this connector right out of there if you can. Let me just have to bear with me here, folks. I know you can't see, but I need to. I need to see. I'd like to undo this Christmas tree. It smells like cat piss under here. I kind of in a funky little tray they sit in, so you can't get right underneath the There we go. We got her, boys. We got her. Oops. What color wires are on the back side? Okay, that's where the wires change color. Let's not get burned like we did on that Dodge and miss something obvious right here at the connector. Lots of dirt and junk. I don't see any green. Let me just see what color this red wire transitions to. Just out of curiosity to make sure that our diagram is correct and our connector pinout is wrong. It looks like some kind of purple with a yellow stripe maybe, something like that. Let's see what it turns to here on the paper. Red. Oh yeah, purple with yellow. Okay, so wiring diagram's right, connector pinout is wrong. Not too big a deal. As long as you guys always remember rule number 1. Never trust service info. Okay, we're gonna have to dig this red lock tab out of here because this one's just gonna break as well. But this one we can get to the back side of the connector here and see if we can't dig out the dirt that's stopping the red lock tab from coming out. I think we did. Boom, red lock tab is out. Okay, huzzah. What we're gonna do is we're gonna unplug it. In a perfect world, we're gonna unplug it. See if we can't lift up the tab. We're gonna unplug it. Mother frigger! We're about ready to go get the side cutters. Let's see if we can't lift that lock tab up. Alright. Nope, thought I had it. I'm gonna take and just unplug it real quick. Mother frigger! I love my job. You gotta sing that song once in a while. It's called I Love My Job. It keeps you from running away. Come on, you motherfucker. Mother frigger, friggity frig hole. Yeah, boys. Okay, so you just take and unplug that real quick. That's the harness that goes to that side. All right, yeehaw. Let's see, do we still have stray voltage down here? In order to do that, we need a ground. We know our ground up there was good. We can reach in here and grab a ground, which is the bottom right hand pin, but is that next to something? That is actually next to where we want to test. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this on the brake. Well, let's just see if we can get a good ground out here. This truck's not too rotted yet, surprisingly. Yeah, there's something shiny there. Okay, I'm gonna reach in here. I'm just gonna hold my ground. Hold your ground, man. Not in New York, you can't. In New York, you gotta run away and blow your rape whistle. Do we have, okay, we still have straight current there. That is our our turn signal wire. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's our turn wire. That should be the red wire, because that one is hot. Yep, so our lamp out wire is still, still lit up, which it's supposed to be. Our brake wire still has some stray voltage coming down it. That's why we're goofing up on this side. Okay, I was kind of hoping for some low-hanging fruit here. We need to follow this forward and find out where that stray voltage is coming from. So here's the thing, there's no, this stop lamp wire, this is one we're concerned with. We've checked this connector 420. There's no other connector until it hits the underhood fuse block. And that's what we need to determine. Is this, is this something bad in the main brain here in the old body module? Is it an output into the fuse box? Or is it, good coming in, bad coming out? And honestly, we've got to get to here, this connector X3 and connector X5. And I need to determine the best way to do that. It doesn't look like the bottom of the box is open. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, he says. Do I see? I see a crusty on this white connector. This front pin has a little crusty on it on the female half. Oh, and that's this pin up here next to that big pin right there. That is number, I don't know, M7. It is number M7. Whatever that means. I'm seeing if there's any connector identification here. X105, X102, 101, 103, 104. X105. I don't remember that being anything we were looking for, is it? Is it X? I can't say I've ever seen connector destinations written. Yeah, X5. That one's X3. I wonder if 4, 5. Oh, interesting. Okay, so these have pinout destinations that are A3, H1, K4. So this is interesting. So let's assume X5 is X105. Let's see, what is this? That was this one here, right? Yeah, so X105, and evidently A3. Is there an A3 on here? Because that would be nice. Oh, there is. There's an A1 and A2. You're an A-hole. Oh, A3 is an empty pin. So, not helpful. Sugar. Well, A3. That's interesting. X105, A3. Yeah, sure as heck that A3 is empty, A2 is empty. Would come down here. Yeah, and it's completely empty. So let me figure this out for real and see which connector is actually which. And then we're gonna have to make a decision what to do next. But obviously there's some discrepancy here with what's going on, or at least the information that we have. And then as far as this green corrosion here, it looks like she just started, just got a tickle of the green stuff on there. Don't know what it is, but we ain't gonna touch it. stuff like this will total a vehicle. Unfortunately. Well, let me figure out the right pins here. I think we are in the home stretch now. So I found an identifier so we can see how the fuse box. How do you identify fuse box? This is supposedly the bottom of the box right here. And the one that says X103, let's see, is this correct? Is actually X5. Let's just make sure our terminal layout here is correct. Because I'm just looking at some pin orientation. Yes, this is correct. So the one that says 103 is actually X5, and oddly enough, that's the one that has the green in it on connector M7 and a little on M something else. But this one has pin A3, which looks like it may have a little bit of corrosion on it as well. Trying to look inside the box there. Just a little slot. That one looks like, wasn't A3, wasn't that our offender? A3. Oh, yes. A3 H1 is lamp out. K4 is the parking lamp. So K4, A3 is our stop lamp though. That's the only one we're concerned with. The other circuit works. So we're concerned with this one down here, which plugs in way up here, way opposite the corrosion that's happening. There's just, boy, this guy might have been his lucky day. I'm curious if we have any output on our box here. So I hooked a ground. One of these fatties should be, oh yeah, I was gonna say some of these fatties here should be power. Yeah, and they are. Okay, so our test light is good. And then we determine X5. Let's just see if we have any output without any input. I mean, our box should be mostly dead. And we were looking at A3, X5, A3, which we determined was opposite. That was the one way at the bottom here, right? A1, A2, A3. Oh, look at that. Boom. There you go. There's your problem, lady, right there. You see how that lights up? Well, guess what? It's the same dang light up that we had at the back. Well, that's your problem, lady. We have no input, but we have an output. We have an electrical box that's gone rogue. The main brain. Secondary brain. This is not the main brain. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so that's 100% confirmed. Our fuse box is junk. Now what we need to do is see if Chevy has one of these in stock, which sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. Wow, these guys should be a profit. I kind of doubt that they do, so we're gonna button this up so we can drive this in and out. But we're 100% with our diagnosis now. All right, I was wrong. $312.70 some cents in stock, but not at my local Chevy dealer. In stock at my regular dealer who I typically use. Shout out to Hazelton's Auto Mall. Woo woo. But I've missed delivery for today because they only deliver once a day. That's weird. I didn't have the lid off. Somebody else did. There we go. That's on how it's supposed to be now. Not that it matters. So I'll have it tomorrow. I got to call and get authorization from the customer, but let's be honest, who's not going to fix it? You got to junk it over that. And we'll pick up with part 2 verification. That one pin that's a little crusty, we'll just hit it with a little deox. Flush it. Thanks for watching, folks. Come on now, you know I'm not gonna let you go like that without some weirdo, long-winded outro explaining why it took me so long. And that is because I just like to be sure. And we didn't do a lot of work, you know, physical labor, touching stuff, things like that, because we spend our time doing research and figuring things out. And I guess I don't really feel that I have to defend myself, but perhaps I can answer the why. Why didn't we just start, unplugging stuff, yanking on harnesses, following connectors, yanking that apart, mindless testing, test lights, probing, bing and bang, and come up here. We know that these fuse boxes are failure prone on these GMs. We do, lots of them. As a matter of fact, that's where most of our fuse stock comes from, is changing GM fuse boxes. But why didn't we just come up here and rip this out? Well, here's the problem, is if we base our diagnosis off assumptions and pattern failures, we end up like we did in the F350 video, where the past 10 of those trucks I fixed, it's the same connector at the back, same thing always. Boom, hour goes by, hour and a half goes by, you're so confident that's where the problem is, you're looking, you're touching, you're poking, problem's not there, and you were just guessing. And if I come up here and just yank this out, I'm not armed with anything. We wouldn't know that, the body module went through that. There's no fuses on the system. Why would we think it went through the fuse box? So you have to be armed with knowledge. And the knowledge is looking at the wire diagrams. How does the system work? Which diagram do we have? And we found that the diagram, OEM and aftermarket, is not right. It's missing that lamp out wire in the connector. Is that a game changer? No, but it's something to note. And that's why we look at this stuff. I don't really know what else to say, except at the end of the day, if you always stick to your process, you'll almost always arrive at the answer. You have to leave some room for error there, because nothing in life is certain. You could be on your way doing it and have a heart attack, and therefore you didn't arrive at your answer. So there's the variable. But yeah, the process that I use has worked time and time and time again. And when it doesn't work, it's typically because I strayed from the process. I went rogue. Vigilante, if you will. AWOL, we can say. And then that's usually when you get screwed. At least that's when I do. So follow the process. I don't care if it takes time. I don't care if your boss is yelling at you. If your accuracy is near 100% with your diagnosis, who cares if it took you an hour and a half versus 20 minutes because your buddy went over and yanked it up. It's like, oh, look, it's green, let's get a new one. You still don't know if that's really the problem. A problem, but is it the problem? And that's what we always look to find. So anyhow, there's my big fat excuse. You'd think I'm over here shooting archery. I always have more excuses in my quiver than I do arrows. But that's how we roll. We're human. Why don't you guys show me how human you are in that comment section? When you're down there, find us on the Insta, the Facebook, you know what to do. Stick around for part 2, the repair and verification, if you will, of the Chevrolet, assuming we get the job. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.